Welcome back to the Legacy Podcast. My name is Olisya Grants, co-founder of Matrix Legacy Inc. We are back for episode number 48. This is the show where we create a blueprint for success, we look for ways to create generational wealth, and we break those chains of a poverty mindset. You guys already know the drill. I have to take a moment to thank you for just being here with me, for contributing, whether it be with recommendations of things you want to hear, or just words of encouragement, or the thank yous that I'm receiving. This is what makes it all worth it. So thank you for your time. And if you are just joining us, we are just getting heated up. So you have picked an incredible time, and I am ready to jump right in. If you have been enjoying the content, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, leave a review. All of that helps more people find us and join us on this journey. Again, the idea is just for me to share from where I am or from what I've seen, whatever roadblocks, whatever challenges, whatever information that I've been able to gain. This is a space where we're able to share that with each other so we can push forward faster. Okay, so let's hop right in. I actually received a question this week in my inbox in regards to how to find a mentor, how to know if somebody is for you. Because especially in this time, there is a overwhelming amount of information, which can be absolutely great because you can just hop online and learn how to do just about anything in this world that you want. But on the other side, anybody can say anything. And so trying to sort and sift through and find out, okay, who's the real deal and who's just really good at posing and who's really good at putting on a show, finding the difference between the two can sometimes be a little challenging. And so in that, a lot of times we just turn to the reviews and recommendations from YouTubers or friends or things that we're like, if we're buying something on Amazon, for example, the first thing that I do anyways is I check out the reviews. I want to know what has the most social proof, right? But the thing is, you will never actually know what experience you're going to have or what the reality and the truth is until you actually hop in and do it. So this episode is really all about doing your own homework. And what that means is going beyond just looking at the reviews or just asking people to let you know what it was like, because everybody's experience, our perceptions are all going to be different. And so you have to do your homework and figure out what's right for you. So I say this when it comes to a few different things, and I'm going to break them down real quick here. There's three things that I think are really important to do your homework on. There's plenty more, but there's three that I really want to focus on here. One of them is on investing. Investing seems like it's almost become a trend, a fad. Everybody wants to be a day trader. Everybody wants to be a Forex investor. Everybody wants to be getting the quote unquote quick money in the market. And that's why you have craziness like GameStop and AMC and stocks like that going absolutely stupid for no reason, is because everybody's just hopping on this bandwagon and it's a game of follow the leader, but nobody actually knows who the leader is. So it's just follow the crowd at the end of the day. And so a lot of, especially for new investors, this is a word of caution, is if you're logging online and just looking to follow YouTubers or following forums, following what the herd is doing, what I've realized is when you go with the crowd, somehow you usually get burned, because it's really just the blind leading the blind and nobody knows who's actually at the front. So when I see everybody going left, I'm either going right or I'm asking a lot of questions, because if everybody is moving in this certain direction, then it right away it raises some red flags for me. I know a lot of people might just go with it, but I've learned so many times that if I go ahead and run with the crowd and I get burned, well, I can't blame anybody else. And I think that's why a lot of us do this is, oh, somebody said go get this stock, or somebody said go take on this opportunity. So we say, okay, well, if that person said it, then I'm going to go and do it. However, if that backfires and you end up losing money, for example, if it's an investment, or you end up in trouble because you didn't do your homework and you just listened to somebody, well, you have to deal with those consequences. Not the person who told you or gave you their advice on what you should do. It's you. You've got to go to bed with those decisions at the end of the night. And so that's why it's important for you to do your own research. So yes, use these YouTubers and use these discussion forums for ideas when it comes to investing, but then do your own homework. Actually go to the books of these companies and see if they're worth investing in, and make sure that you understand why you're investing, what your risk tolerance is. So what am I willing to lose in order to gain whatever amount that it is that you're looking for, and make sure that you plan that out. Don't just hop into something because somebody said it. I've been a victim of that myself, just hopping in, which is why I can say this, because it almost never ever works. You're actually gambling at that point, and that's not what real investing is about. So get your ideas, but make sure that you're doing your homework. The second space that I really want to address right away is when it comes to business opportunities. So now when everybody is looking for work from home opportunities, new ways to make money, a lot of things that come up often is MLM, direct selling, network marketing businesses. I myself am involved in network marketing, and it has literally been a godsend for me. But the reason for that is because I did my homework. I didn't necessarily understand what the magnitude of what I was getting into when I first got started, but just because everybody was doing it, or my friend was doing it, or whoever was doing it, I wasn't just going to jump in. I needed all of the information. I needed to see longevity. I needed to see somebody who's had success. And I also wanted to talk to somebody who had really failed, because I need to see both sides of the spectrum. I don't just want to see the glitz and glamour. I want to also see what the drawbacks could be. But when I see those drawbacks, I also want to know what caused that. Was it actually the company? Was it actually the product? Was it actually the service? Or was it just you? Did you not stay consistent long enough? Did you follow the system? I need to know those things. And then from the person who has found success, well, what was your biggest challenge? How did you overcome it? Now that you've reached this point, what are your challenges look like now? What does it really take to get where it is that you are? Those are the questions that I want to ask instead of just jumping right in. And so it doesn't just have to be a network marketing company. This could be in your career in general. When you're looking for a new job, a new place to start, hopping online and checking out a few reviews is never going to work. One thing that you will notice is people who are really making money in whatever company, whatever business, whatever platform that they're using, people who are really making money are not online typing up and writing reviews about it. It's the people who had a bad experience, either at a fault of their own, or sometimes there's a glitch in the system and people just end up falling through the cracks. But it's the people who did not find success, the people who could not figure out how to make it work, are the ones who are going to be writing all of those reviews and those messages online, because they have time to do that. We've talked about this multiple times before. Negative information travels way faster than positive information ever will. So when you're trying to assess a business, you've got to see both sides of the spectrum, and you've got to decide for yourself, well, what am I willing to put in? Because just because one other person found success doesn't mean you're going to find success as well. So when people come and they ask me, how much money are you making in your company? Or how long did it take you to find success? Whatever those questions are. Okay, cool. I can give you those answers, but at the end of the day, you can't cash my check. My efforts are what have been able to allow me to sustain the lifestyle and continue to grow in ways that I've chosen for myself. But my effort, you can't borrow that. You can't take that. No matter how much I show you or shadow you or train you, at the end of the day, you have to go and put in the work. So just listening to people who had a terrible experience, or just listening to the people who had amazing experiences, you're going to get a biased, one-sided, one side of the story. You've got to go and do your due diligence, do the research, check the books and see, is this a credible company? Is this a place that I want to plant my flag and build a career? Build my wealth? Is this really for me? Or am I just going to listen to what the majority or the masses or that review online said? And then the last point is on personal decisions. So the way that you should dress, the way you should raise your child, what your values are, the things you should eat. You have to make sure that the people you're taking advice from, or the things that you're just doing on autopilot because that's what you've known, that's how you've grown up, your mother did it, your grandmother did it, your great-grandparents did it. It's important that you're asking questions and you're doing your research, because there's so many habits that are just passed along without any questions that we fall into. And an example I can give is in my own family. My parents were against credit cards altogether. They saw it as a way only to get in debt and not as a tool or a resource that you can use as leverage. They did not see it as a tool like that because their parents didn't see it like that. And all they were used to seeing was that credit cards cause chaos. And so if I had just taken on that mentality without doing my own research, without doing my due diligence and understanding, well, then I wouldn't have got ahead of the curve and been able to build up my credit in enough time so that when I was ready to purchase a home, I had a good record. I had a good history of credit, and I had no problem buying a house because I did my own homework, even though it was my mother. And so if I'm tying this back to mentorship, in whatever area that it is, whether it's investing, whether it's taking on a business opportunity or building a career, whether it's just personal life decisions, it's okay to ask for receipts from whoever it is that you're going to asking for help. Ask them to pull back the curtain and show you what it really took. The things that they actually did or the things that they could have done better that either created the success or created the failure for them. It's okay to ask for that. But it's not okay just to be asking people to pull out their pocketbook or show you all of their information and you have nothing to bring to the table. If you have nothing to offer, if you haven't made a solid decision and you haven't already made strides on your own journey and you're just looking in to be nosy, because really nobody owes you anything. You have to show up for your own rescue, which means putting down the deposit, for example, to show that you're serious if you're going to take on a coaching program or a course, something like that. Or you've already spoken to other people in the organization to see if this position was a good fit for you, if you're applying for a new job. The idea here is just don't waste people's time if you're not serious. If you are serious and you really are looking for a mentor, just make sure that you have something that you're bringing to the table. If you're going to ask for receipts, if you're going to ask them to prove their success, well, you have to have something to show for it as well. So the whole idea here and the building block of the day is you have to do your own homework. If something doesn't work for you or if something does work for you, you have to be the one who is responsible for that. You cannot blame anybody else. And even if you do, you could blame somebody else all day. But at the end of the day, it's still your life and you still have to sit with those decisions and you still have to live with it. So just as a recap, especially when it comes to things such as investing, business and career opportunities, any personal decisions that you're making in life, make sure that you're doing your own research and you're not just taking somebody's opinion just because you like them or just because you don't like them or just because maybe it's the easy way out. You saw somebody fail and you have some self-doubt in terms of if you can actually live up to the challenge. And so it's just easier to take that opinion of somebody who didn't make it because you could just say, well, that's not going to work for me either. But did you do your own homework? Did you actually did you jump in the water and have your own experiences to make up your own decisions and do your own homework instead of copying off of somebody else? So that's all I've got for the day, guys. I do hope that helps somebody. If it did, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe, leave a review, send this to a friend. You can also download the Matrix Legacy app to stay up to date with all of our Matrix Legacy content. I will be here next week with another building block for success. Until next time, let's build a legacy.